put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, guys. Welcome to the Tobago Updates Morning Friday Show, Sports segment, 7:30 to 8. My name is Kerry Porter. Marcus Daniel is somewhere around. I think he's going to join us virtually. Today, we have a lot to discuss. We're talking FA Cup football. We're talking with Jaron Alfred, a very young, talented man that I've been following over the years since I'm in Tobago, about his career. Marcus, are you there?
You hear me, Porter?
Yes.
Is he on Fridays? I find that they're cutting into our sport program in a way. I mean, I like the entertainment vibe. I mean, bonfire in Magdalena. I mean, but oh gosh, boy, I asked him for an hour for the longest while. Porter, we going until what, 8:30 this morning, right?
Yes, I
Until
figure.
8:30?
I figure. We could
Yeah.
do that.
So tell Candice we're going until 8:30, right?
And
Talking sport.
between me and you, we'll just pay for the additional half hour.
But yeah, yes. So happy to see Mr. Alfred and set. And let me say good morning to the viewers. And of course, it's Friday. We're talking sports as per usual. And as you mentioned, we have a packed program this morning. We're talking FA Cup football, and we're talking to John Alfred, who recently returned from the UK. And I'm telling you that he did really well across there. So let me say good morning to Mr. Alfred.
Good morning, Marcus. Good morning to you. Sorry, I'm not where you are, but I have to be here. And of course, the Alfreds are good in the sport, So it's good to know the guys.
Where is Marcus?
That's a good question.
I'm in the Glen of cricket.
So,
well, enjoy.
So, guys, we want to kick this off this morning, and we are into FA Cup football. It's really good action. Lots of things that happening at the stadium. Mr. Alfred, where do we stand with the FA Cup? How is it going?
Good morning to you, Marcus. Good morning to you, Kerry. Good morning to your viewers. I missed that before. But let me see, where we are in the football, it's beyond my expectation. I have to be honest with you and the viewers. The football has been exciting. It's been passionate. Lots of energy. I certainly didn't expect the intensity that we have going on now in the football. But of course, when you're playing a knockout competition, where it's win or go home, you have to bring your A game every time that you play. And I think that's what the fans are getting at the stadium every time they come out.
So, who are the teams in the semifinals?
All right, so we have 4 teams in the semifinals. I don't think I could have made a better matchup. In the first game, we have Georgia FC taking on Stokelyville. And let me explain when I say Georgia Stokelyville match. We're talking about Mount St. George and Plymouth. 2 communities in Tobago with lots of history in the sport. Lots of success over the years, and therefore we could expect to get a keenly contested game. What is even more interesting, the 2 teams are playing similar style of football. Very fast-paced, very open, looking to come down the flanks and approach you. So it makes good matchup, good entertainment for fans, and of course we're going to see who's going to turn out on top.
While Mr. Alfred fixes here, please. Marcus, you have missed some really good games in the stadium.
Yeah, and what I want to firstly commend the Tobago Football Association on. I'm not too sure if this is done down to Mr. Alfred, but I realize that they have upped their social media game, and I have been calling on all other associations to engage social media, get the public involved, not just Tobagonians, but obviously people throughout Trinidad and Tobago. Let them know that hey, we're having these events and we wanted to come out and support the event. So whoever is responsible for the social media of the Tobago Football Association, I want to commend you guys. And I want to ask Mr. Alfred specifically, yes, we have some teams that are traditionally strong in terms of community support, but Mr. Alfred, do you think that with this heightened presence of the social media postings, you think that contributed a lot to the support of the Tobago Football Association season, not just the FA Cup, but the league matches?
Without a doubt, Marcus. Listen, you have to get the information out to the public, and we have been grateful for the assistance and the volunteerism of a young lady that I'm going to call her name, Miss Avion Parks. She has been doing a tremendous job managing our Facebook page.
Good morning, Miss
I
Parks.
can't say
Good morning, Miss Parks.
enough about her and what she's contributing to the sport and to the marketing of the event. I also need to tell you about the second game as well, Kerry. That is going to be between Golden Lane and Sidees FC. Now, Golden Lane, you have to stop and pause. Golden Lane played 5 games prior to the FA Cup.
Correct.
Did not win a game. Scored 1 goal. Went on the transfer market. Acquired some players. Came into the FA Cup.
I saw that.
And they have been the David and Goliath situation, Marcus. They have beaten defending champions 1976 FC Phoenix. They then took care of Charlottesville. Golden Lane has been very bold. They know they have nothing to lose, so they have been very bold. They're in your face kind of game that they're playing. They're coming at you hard, whether with or without the ball. And I think fans could expect the same coming Saturday night. On the other side, Sidees.
Yeah, go ahead.
Easily one of the best teams either side of the pandemic. They have been very consistent, very easy to look at. You could enjoy the game, understand how they want to attack you, different styles of approach. But again, very determined. They're the Eastern Sea Lions. So again, another mouth-watering matchup. Who's going to take the lead? And what is interesting about knockout football, Marcus, is if you score first, you know the opponent is going to come at you hard because they don't have a choice. Likewise, you have to defend really hard to deny them. And that is really, I think, is lending to the intensity and the quality of game that we're having at the stadium.
And for those who may not know, Sidees, that's Speyside, all the way up to Speyside. Right?
All the way.
And you mentioned the transfer window. Who are some of the players that Golden Lane would have been able to acquire in that transfer window? And explain the transfer window for persons who may not know what you're talking about.
All right. So between the season, you have a period where you are allowed to register new players. So at the beginning of the season, you register the players that you have or who you think you want to play for your club. Then during the season, you may recognize, listen, some areas I need to strengthen up in, some areas I need to have backup players. What Golden Lane did is that they went on the road, got a number of players coming out of Mason Hall who are not playing. Right. So they would have acquired a number of players from Mason Hall and Mariah, those communities, which is neighboring to them. Of course, Golden Lane, they use the Mariah playing field as their home ground. And they would have brought those players on full into the club, and they're reaping benefits. Tremendous benefits. Yeah. I can't remember all the names now of the guys that they would have acquired. And I believe they would have acquired players from other teams as well, but they did a tremendous job. Stano Joseph and company would have done well bringing in these players.
I have seen some really good football over this FA Cup. Do you think it's because of the prize money?
No, I don't think it's because of the prize money alone. I think the community rivalry. Listen, and that is what is important in sport. Even in the CPL, we have teams carrying a particular name. You are playing for your community, and people look forward to that. Yes, you want to win the money. Of course, you want to win the money. Who's going to be against that? But I think really the community spirit, the rivalry. When you're in the stands and you listen to people, the bantering that is taking place, you know that is important. I can tell you now, a gentleman who has not kicked a ball for the season, Mr. Balfour out of Golden Lane, he was indicating that, listen, even with my bad knee, I'm coming out because I want to represent my community of Golden Lane. And we're going to look forward to seeing them tomorrow night.
So let me just ask you something quick. The game between Signal Hill and was it Leeds? Do you think that was a disadvantage game because it played on, what should I say, a field or a ground that was probably, to my understanding, not prepared well?
That's the game between
Signal Hill. Was it Signal Hill and Wim? I think this game that played in Show Park.
Oh no, I think the ground is prepared well.
Because there was a lot of grass in that ground.
Listen, it's the same for both teams. Yes, the grass may have been a little high, but really and truly, it wasn't different for either teams. So you had to cope with the situation. As I said, it wasn't different. But the ground is really a beautiful ground now. Shaw Park is ready for football and cricket, Marcus. But I'm going to give way to cricket. I'm going to give way to cricket. You're going to have your venue for cricket.
I want to come inside here now. I want to come in. Let him fix his earpiece there. Let him fix his earpiece. I want to hear.
You see, I brought in your Show Park.
Yeah, but you're going to get Show Park.
I can't knock Mr. Alfred at all because I know he's not responsible for the venues in Tobago. And obviously he wants his football to be played at a pristine venue, of which we at the Cricket Association will love Shaw Park to be solely for cricket. But That's another discussion, Mr. Alfred. I'm not gonna knock you on that.
No, but you're
What I
gonna
want
get
to
your
do, what
shop
I
back.
want,
I promise you that. You're gonna get your shop back. We would not be using shop back too much, so you're gonna have it. But I think the ground, Kerry
yeah,
was the same for both teams, so you can't call it unfair to one or the other. You just have to understand the play the conditions, and people have to
yeah.
adjust and adapt to what you're
Yeah.
having. Whether it was sunny, whether it was raining, whether the grass may have been half an inch too high or not, you have to adapt.
Marcus, let me get you in here.
Yes, I can't let you go without touching on something some may deem controversial in terms of officiating. You may not have direct control over the officials, but in terms of where you sit as the president of the Tobago Football Association, I'm sure you have seen on social media. Obviously, the games have been streamed live by, of course, Tobago Sports Live and Tobago Updates, and persons are able to replay. And there was a situation in one particular game, an offside decision some may say would have caused the team not to get into the knockouts. Well, the deeper in the competition. I mean, have you seen those controversial decisions? And what's your take on the officiating overall?
Um, Thanks for the question, Marcus. It's really an interesting question in terms of the officiating. Um, I have a slightly different view on the officiating. I'm a little sympathetic. You may think that I'm a little sympathetic. We need officials. One of the things I think we do that is not good is that we bash our officials in any sport when we perceive or see errors that are made, and we accuse them of doing things that I don't think that they do. You know, we tend to hear that the officials are thieving. I don't think a referee or an umpire or whoever leaves his home to go to a game to do that with intent. We are all human beings. There would be errors made, and we have to learn to live with it. We saw in a World Cup, a FIFA World Cup, a player hands a ball. You know, they call it the hands of God. So that these things will happen. It's an error. We hope that we don't have those errors occurring. But I think we have to understand that they are human beings. Sometimes they're in the position where they may not see something that you in another position will see. And sometimes it's vice versa. You don't see what they're seeing, and we tend to bash them. But believe you me, if we don't have officials at the venue, the game won't play. As much as we want to bash them, we won't play. Having said that, though, I want to now start making a plea for young men and young women to get involved in officiating,
Yes.
because it's a wonderful opportunity for you to
Yes.
see the world. We know of the exploits of the late Noel Bino,
Bino.
what he would have achieved in the sport as an official. So the opportunities there. So maybe the time is now for us to now start calling on young people to get involved as referees, as assistant referees, and who knows, you may be in a World Cup in 2027 or 2031, somewhere along the line. So the opportunity is there for both men and women.
So let me just say good morning to all the referees, all the officials. You guys have been doing a wonderful, tremendous job. I mean, I watch you guys every game, tentative, looking at everything. And you see, a lot of fans do not understand, Marcus. It's a split-second call. They have to make a decision. You know, a lot of people
Yeah,
don't understand about that.
yeah, and obviously, I'm not going to sit here and knock officials, right? But I am saying, just as we want the players to play at a particular level, we want the officials to be also at a particular level. Continuous training, because obviously every day there's a new dynamic in terms of play, and you want the best, and you don't want to see simple mistakes causing teams, because I mean you put out a lot registration, uniforms, I mean ball equipment, whatever it is, and you don't ever want to see referees are being criticized for making continuous and repetitive bad calls. So yeah, I'm also joining the call for young persons, because I told someone in the refereeing fraternity they should target secondary schools to get get younger, get them younger, the intelligent ones, because I mean officiating is an intelligence as well too.
Um,
So yeah,
it's very demanding, and you're
yeah,
right. It requires you to study the law, and the law
yeah,
is becoming very complex. Even we watching at the EPL now, we're seeing even use of VAR. It is becoming very
Yeah.
challenging. Just 2 days ago, Marcus, I had some fellas trying to go through in another sport that you love, cricket, to deal with a
yes,
situation. And as Kerry rightfully said, it's a fraction of a second. You have to observe something and make a call, because you don't have time. In our that situation here, we don't have VAR, so clearly you have to make a decision. And oftentimes you can't make a decision on what you feel or what you think.
Yes,
You have
yes.
to see, and you have to be sure. It is like in cricket, giving a man out, you have to be sure that that ball played the bat
Yeah.
and not hit his shoot or something like that. Similarly for the referees, if I didn't see the ball hit the man's hand, I mean, 200 people could be calling and say handball, but if you didn't see it, then you can't call it. Unfortunate, depending on your angle and where you are at the time, that would impact on your decision making. But I really think we have to thank the guys for coming out and the ladies, because we do have female
Yeah.
officials as well. And let us encourage them. When they get it wrong, okay, they get it wrong. And I think most of them would openly say, listen, if I got it wrong, it was an error. They didn't leave home to come and intentionally do that and affect the game. And we're going to have some good games.
Yeah, and so let's repeat for us again the semifinals, the venue, time. Are we gonna have Iowa in the halftime interval? Entertainment. Tell me how much
All
you
right,
get, how
well,
much you coming?
unfortunately,
Yeah,
I think you have Iowa where you are, so that he said he couldn't make it to Tobago on the day. But here we're gonna have some DJ in the venue, and of course the
yeah,
venue is our premier venue in Tobago, the Dwight York Stadium.
Yeah.
Again, it's this Saturday. First game is at 5:30 p.m. It's gonna be Georgia versus Tocqueville, so it's Plymouth versus Mount St. George. And in the second
yeah.
game, we have Golden Lane coming up against Sidees, which means the Eastern Sea Lions Speyside are going to be coming down. In the numbers, Speyside would be in yellow and Golden Lane would be in
Right.
blue. So I'm just saying that, and I don't want Speyside people to think that they're going to be blue. Come Saturday night, they have to come in the yellow shirts. Golden Lane is coming in the blue. I expect to see lots of people come into the game, come into the park, because lots of fun. And I could tell you now, if you don't get goals in the game, you're going to get goals after the game. Because, of course, we have to decide the winner. And I think it has added to the entertainment for the fans to see these guys go up and take penalties. Georgia have gone through that situation twice. Stokelyville have done it once. So they would have gone through it before and hopefully would be confident. Those two teams have been very miserly. They've both conceded one goal each. Stokelyville, on the other hand, have scored a little more. So it's going to be good entertainment, good action in the football, and hopefully the better teams will go through to the finals.
And on that note, Tobago Sports Live is going to be there, but I'm going to tell Mr. Alfred, I'm not sure if we're going to be streaming as yet, because we want you fans to come out. We want you to come and support. Let me see the amount of people in the stadium, then I'll decide if I'll stream. But we want you to come and support the football. On that note, SSFL is on, Marcus, right?
Yeah.
Secondary school football.
Yeah.
And it's going really good. I mean, my favorite team, Bishops, hasn't won a game as yet, but my fingers are still crossed, Mr. Alfred. But I'm making a call. I would like to see the parents of these kids come out, because when the Trinidad team comes here, you're hearing Trinidad more than Tobago support. I don't like that.
It's a different,
you know?
They're different in culture. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it's really a cultural thing. Parents in Tobago don't normally go with their kids and support, but I like the call that you're making. They need to come out and support their kids, because listen, you don't know how much that means to the young child, the young player, knowing that mommy or daddy or brother or sister is there shouting for me to do well, encouraging me to go on. You know, so it's important that they do come out and support the kids. And let me also say this, Marcus, we have a group of Tobagonians living in New York. Starting from the last game, they are now following the game in Tobago, and they're only following it on Tobago Sports Live.
And Tobago Sports.
So we do have the link going that far, and hopefully we get some more support for the game.
All right.
And just before you go, Mr. Alfred, the course to enter, and when is going to be the finals?
All right. So the cost for entry on Saturday will be $30, and my fee of $30, and the finals are set for the 6th of October, right there at the Dwight York Stadium.
Fantastic.
All right. We've been speaking with Mr. Alfred, president of TFA. This is the Tobago Updates morning sports segment. And I'm calling for you guys to come and support the FA Cup, also the secondary school. I love to see the parents to come out. All right, I really love to. We'll be back. Share the live, share the live, share the live.